Hello and welcome to episode 198 of Controller Club, the friendly face gaming space, a podcast where three friends from three continents share in one love, and that is video games. On today's show, when the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, it's a Super Mario Galaxy movie review. That's what we're doing. But first, my name is
Yahoo!
Kleinfeld, and alongside me today are two of my best friends in the whole wide gaming world. First, coming to us from across the pond, it is the digital art and daredevil himself, the Bowser Jr. to my Bowser, Tom the Glue Drew. Tom, how are you?
I'm too good. I suddenly feel like your son right now, I guess, in this scenario. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting talk. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of thoughts about this movie here today. Some hot takes potentially. I'm excited to get into it. It's going to be fun.
Next up, it is journalist extraordinaire, the Australian abroad / the Canadian in training, only here for Brie Larson, Lauren Rouse. Lauren, welcome to the show.
Does that make me Rosalina, or do I not get like a Mario counterpart on the show?
You could be the stepmother of the Lumas.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah,
That
Particularly
means you
because
are like,
Lumas are my favorites.
yes, they are, and they may have dropped an F-bomb. I don't know if you saw that going around
I heard that in the movie.
online today. People think the Lumas were out there swearing in the movie. Don't think that was the case, but you never know.
I choose to believe it. I choose to believe
Me
that.
too. That tracks.
Okay, let's do it. Wahoo! We have no news today. We are getting right into it. The meat and potatoes of the episode. Why you are here. The headline, the thumbnails, all been leading to this. Reviewing the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Yes, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is now playing in theaters starting April 1st, 2026. We have seen it. We have gathered our thoughts. We have marinated with all the Easter eggs and the twists and the turns and the great Mario music, and we are going to talk about it. What I will say here right now, we're going to do general spoiler-free thoughts at the top. If you have not seen the movie, hit pause after that because we are spoiling the living heck out of this thing after that. So press pause, go see the movie, come back. It's not milk. It's not going to go bad. Let's get into it. Tom Drew, general spoiler-free thoughts of the Super Mario Galaxy movie from Illumination Entertainment.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one because I think we were all a little bit disappointed with the first movie. I mean, I think there are moments of joy to be had. So I was, I was a bit all over the place with like what I was expecting with this movie. I was up on it, and then the reviews came out, and then I was like, my expectations were completely thrown out the window. But I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think I kind of enjoyed this movie. I don't know. I think that's gonna be a bit of a hot take. Do I think this movie's good? Probably not. It reminds me, the best description I can, or analogy I could give to it. You know the episode of SpongeBob when like Plankton's trying to make like Krabby Patties, and like someone takes a bite out of it, and it looks nice on the exterior, but inside is just like this grey sort of sludge. That's kind of what this movie is to me. Like, it looks shiny and nice from the exterior, but when you really think about it for more than like 5 minutes, it really kind of falls apart. But like, having said that, I can't deny there are moments in this movie that did make me smile. There are things they included in this movie that I thought were like a bit of fun, but there's a lot of stuff as well that I think they really kind of missed the mark on, which we'll get into in a little bit. But to be honest, I think from the sense I'm getting is I'm probably going to be the most positive of the three of us here, but we'll see.
The energy you have started us off here, Tom. I'm loving it. Lauren Rouse, are you similarly high? Did this movie surprise you?
As we all know, I did not like the first Super Mario Brothers movie. And I have very little history with Nintendo that could sort of put me in the fan bucket that like lets me accept its flaws to try and enjoy it. My expectations were extremely low for this movie. In fact, they were in hell, just based on what the first movie did. But Tom, it's not such a hot take. I can't believe I'm saying this. I liked it.
What is going on?
Cinema. Absolute cinema.
Maybe liked is a strong word. I enjoyed myself more than the first one. I've seen a lot of people liken this movie to like a sugar rush, and I think that's so accurate. where it's like while I'm sitting there and watching it with no expectations, I'm like, I'm having a good time. And it's kind of like they're bombarding me with bright colors and characters, and I'm laughing and emoting, at least more than I did in the first movie, which is to say there was none in the first movie. In the first movie, I was actively waiting for it to be over. I was checking my watch, I was counting down the minutes. In this one, I was actually like, there was not a minute where I felt bored. So it's got that going for it. But I do think it is that kind of sugar rush thing where you're like, oh, it's so good while I'm enjoying it. Then afterwards, you sort of sit with your feelings and you're like, what was that? Did I need to do that? Was that really good for me? And I think that is kind of what the Super Mario Galaxy movie is.
Wow. Okay. This is, I don't know what to think.
We've
This is
broken
absolutely
Klein.
wild. I don't know if I'd like to go back and listen to the first Super Mario movie review that we did,
Oh, I
because
did.
you did? Was I the highest of the three of us on it?
We're all pretty much on the same level, I think.
Okay. The thing about the first movie that got me was, yes, they had the awful licensed music, and yes, the Illumination sheen and all this like just like stuff I didn't like, but then some cool Mario stuff would happen and music would start playing and I would have all the feels and I'd be tearing up um and would be like, "Man, I can't believe this is happening right now." The Super Mario Galaxy movie gave me none of that. Not even moments where Galaxy music played, where they did cool Mario things. I sat there and was just like, I don't like this. I don't like it. I do not like the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Is it a fun kids film? Sure, but this movie just happens. This movie's pacing is absolutely insane. The first 5 minutes they introduce a new character and a toad literally comes up and goes, "So this person's just part of the group now?" And I was sitting there going like, "Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. That is exactly how you were saying the quiet thing out loud." I think this movie is absolutely bonkers. It looks beautiful. I'll give it that. There is cool music. There are moments where I'm like, this is cool. But I was ready. I was hoping, especially with given how much I love Galaxy and specifically love like the Galaxy locales and the Galaxy music. I was just waiting for when that Rosalina's Observatory theme plays or Gusty Garden plays, and that would like well up a explosion of emotion in a similar way that to when stuff like that happened in the first film. Or I think this comparison is going to come up quite a few times, or the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 happens, like where it's like that movie's a bit of a mess, but then stuff starts happening that connects with me, connects with the child inside of me, connects with this nostalgic pang that makes me tear up and get goosebumps. I had none of that. Maybe I need to go see it again. It was a theater completely full of kids. Every time I go see one of these movies, I completely forget what it's like to be in a room full of 7-year-olds. First 3 minutes in the movie, whatever happens, happens. Super Mario Galaxy movie, Mario shows up on screen. 5-year-old boy. I've never met this. I've never spoken to this kid in my life. Sitting next to me, leans over and goes, "That's Mario." Like, just like
That's
at full
apparently what
volume.
happened to you the first time as well.
It is. It's the first time was the Nintendo Switch. That's the original Switch. And that was loud enough for the whole theater. But I wanted to like this movie so badly, like so badly. It's characters I love, it's worlds I love, it's music I love. I can't do it with this one. I don't know what it is.
I think that's your problem. You have
What?
too high expectations.
I have too high
If you just
expectations,
let go of those, let the movie
Yeah.
be what it's going to be, let them
Roll
take
over
it in
you.
its direction,
but the
it's
movie
actually
isn't good.
kind of
Like
fine.
what's there isn't good. I hate it. Let's get into it. Let's break down the spoiler walls because I want to talk about some things. So yes, if you haven't seen the movie, please come back, come to here. Spoiler conversation. Let's talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Where do we want to start here? I think the best place to start would be with some of what's new, because last time we obviously got introduced to this world of Mario characters. We have Mario, we have Luigi, we have Donkey Kong, we have Peach. We get all these characters, and then we add in a bunch of characters to this one. And sure, we leave some of them behind from last movie. We get a very split-second glimpse at Donkey Kong swinging on some girders, and that is it for this film. But then we obviously have newcomers like Rosalina, like Yoshi, Bowser Jr., and then, of course, Fox McCloud. How did we feel about some of these new additions? Were there any favorites? Were there any moments that you want to shout out? Was there anything here that you, I don't know, maybe bristled at?
Well, so I'll start off with the character that you mentioned up top, that gets introduced at the start of the movie up top, and that's Yoshi, who's teased in the at the end of the first movie, in the post credit scene, and I think he kind of exemplifies one of the biggest issues with the movie is that like I actually really liked Yoshi's inclusion in this.
So did
I thought
I.
Donald Glover is amazing as Yoshi. Like, who knew that he just had that out of the bag? Like,
It's
it's
almost
crazy.
like they should have given Yoshi and Mario a movie before they did this movie. You know, like it's almost like we should have done like a Super Mario World movie where like he is a main character and not just like kind of just thrown in as if it's like, hey, remember him? He was the egg at the end of the first movie.
So that's the problem. It's like they introduce him and they're like, "Oh, this is like a bit of fun." They do like the hypnotize like moment where they're showing his like kind of where how he got to this moment, which I was honestly like a bit of licensed music that I was like, "This is actually kind of funny." That
Yeah,
they're using
okay,
This
this.
is
I'll
great.
give it that.
That's pretty cool.
I liked in that moment the way they frame it.
Yeah,
I was like, this is
pretty
like
Yeah.
clever
really high concept for a kids movie. This like
for
behind the
Illumination.
back cutting shots. Did you see the Little Mac cameo?
No, I didn't.
Doc and Lil Mac bike past. He's running, and Doc on the bike goes
Oh,
past him as he's walking down the street.
oh, that's sick. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
but yeah. So my point is like they introduce Yoshi, and yeah, like you guys have said it, like he gets completely sidetracked throughout the rest of the film. There are some other moments where he like has some play, but that is kind of the main crux of the movie. Is like they introduce a concept and then it gets tossed aside because we have to introduce the next thing and the next thing. And it's kind of what you say, Klein. Like they, I think they kind of included Yoshi here just because they teased him. They felt like, oh, I guess we need to have him here. Um, which maybe is going to be an issue for the post credit scene of this movie, which we'll get to a bit later. But on a vacuum, I like Yoshi as a character. I think he's quite a fun addition to the crew.
I think he's. I think it's. I'm happy he's here, but like, man, like what a missed opportunity. I think. I don't know. I just you tease him at the end of the last movie, and then this, and literally in the first 10 minutes, he's just there, and now he's part of the crew, and that's it. That's it. It's like he was here the whole time.
I love Joshi as well, and I think this is part of why I like this movie perhaps more, is because in the first Mario movie there wasn't really any characters for me. And that's just me personally, right? Like everyone's going to have different characters that they've resonated with. But Yoshi's always been my guy. I only ever played Yoshi's Island games when I was younger. I'm always picking Yoshi in Mario Kart. Like seeing Yoshi come to the screen, and he was sweet and adorable and then kind of funny and a badass at the same time. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is great. He's an awesome character. Donald Glover was great. He didn't really have to do much. Like, he just makes little Yoshi noises. But for what he did a great job. But I do think, like, in terms of Yoshi and all of the characters they introduced, it was a little bit of a like, let's throw literally everything at the wall. And the comparison I'm going to make is to the Sonic movies, where it's like that. I think they actually do a really good job in that movie, despite it being set on Earth with all of those ramifications, of giving new characters like room to breathe. So you have Tails and Knuckles solely the focus in the second movie. That's the big draw card. Then you have Shadow as the third movie. In the fourth movie, we're getting Amy and Metal Sonic. Like those are, that's what the movie is going to be about, and then they actually give them like legitimate narrative purpose. And casting actors in those roles means like, cool, we're actually going to see them do something. Whereas in this, it's like, okay, we're getting Rosalina and Bowser Jr. and Yoshi and Star Fox and all these other people, but none of them have any huge like narrative weight. And as you kind of mentioned off airline, like Rosalina is this huge draw card. You've got freaking Oscar winner Brie Larson, the biggest Nintendo fan in the world, has less than 10 minutes of screen time. Not happy, Jan.
No, I was gonna ask you, Lauren, as the resident Brie Larson superfan, how upset were you when in the first 10 minutes it's like, oh no, she's getting locked in a glass jar for the rest of this movie?
Not happy. I think I knew like that there had been hints that Rosalina was going to be abducted, and she would be the Peach of this movie. And I was just like, you've done such a good job of reversing the damsel in distress thing in the first movie by making Peach have her own agency, and she's not abducted by Bowser, and it's a hero, like a rescue story. And then we kind of just did it here with Rosalina, and I think I could see in their mind, they're like, oh, but it's Peach going to rescue her. It's not Mario, so we'll get away with it that way. And I'm like, no, like it's still like playing into all of the wrong tropes, I think, and particularly you see how powerful Rosalina is at the beginning. I really thought that opening scene was such a great introduction. I loved how like nurturing and kind she was to the Loomis and the cute family dynamic they had. Like I really love all of that stuff, and I love seeing her like go into action against Megaleg and things, and setting that up, and then for her to sort of just like immediately have to back down and be used as like this power resource. Like, okay, women are just feeding all of the men's desires again. Like, please don't make that the moral of your movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think
about that being
Peach
said,
saved her. Sisterhood.
that being said, Brie, great job. I thought with the 10 lines she was given, she performed them very well.
I think that's the craziest thing about this film. It's like so the big new castings, what do we know? We know Brie Larson is in this movie. We know Benny Safdie is in this movie. And you give Brie Larson nothing to do. Nothing to do. Honestly, I talked about it here on the show a couple of times leading into this. I was like, man, I'm really worried if she's in this movie, can she still be Samus? 100% she can still be Samus because she's barely Rosalina.
That's the thing. She might as well just be Samus at this point. Yeah, like it sucks that she was shot. She basically is just like a MacGuffin, like which is like the worst thing you could do to like a character like this. Like Rosalina is one of my favorite characters in like the Mario franchise. She's like such a good part of that game. So it's a shame that like they do so much in this movie. They adapt so many different aspects of the games. The fact that the core kind of galaxy story with her is kind of like shafted and not like actually included just seems like such a missed opportunity. It feels like, and we'll talk about it a bit more, and I'm glad he's in the movie, but like the fact that Fox McCloud has more to do in this movie than Rosalina in the Mario Galaxy movie doesn't make any sense. Like you could have given Rosalina that role. Like she could have been the one to like help them out and get, I don't know, maybe Bowser Jr. was capturing power stars instead, like he does, well, what Bowser's doing in the original Galaxy game.
Or Lumas,
Or
right?
Lumas, yeah, that would be
like Fox
way more
drives the
motivating.
Comet Observatory, like her
Yeah.
home. Like
Yeah,
why
it,
can't
like,
she do
doesn't-
that?
It doesn't make any sense. So my only hope is that like I don't know, she gets more play in the third movie, but like I don't know, it just feels like it does leave a bad taste in my mouth that like especially because Brie was so passionate about it and she does a good job. Like why is this the role she's given? It like baffles me like why they decided to do this.
Yeah, on the other side of the coin when it comes to newcomers was, of course, Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr., the central villain of this film. I thought that performance-wise, I thought he did a great job. I actually, weirdly enough, I don't know if it's just Bowser Jr.'s design, saw some of Benny Safdie in Bowser Jr.'s face. Like, I was kind of like, this guy kind of looks like Benny Safdie. But I thought I enjoyed Bowser Jr. being here. I thought it was a logical place to go as like the next villain. The father son thing I thought was interesting until I don't know when Bowser flips, like because Bowser's like everything's fine, we're okay, and
Yeah,
then
are we
the
talking about the
second
story?
yeah we're talking about it all.
Okay.
When he gets to that point where he's friendly, I'm okay with that, but then when he's back in the company of his son, it takes about 10 minutes before it's like, oh, I'm evil Bowser again. I'm back with my boy.
Okay, I think we should introduce this narrative a little bit more. So basically, after the last movie, Bowser has been shrunken down and held captive by Mario and Luigi for his sins. And they kind of set up that he is going on a redemption arc. Like he's been going to book club with Luigi. He's trying to convince Mario, hey, I'm actually not that bad. I can help you guys. And I was like, that's so interesting. I was like, I never pictured Bowser not being the villain. So I was like, this is a super interesting direction for them to go. They're going to teach kids redemption arcs. And he does go to a point where eventually he gets shrunk back to his normal size and he proves to Mario and Luigi that he's going to help them. He's going to serve their time. They go to the Honey Hive Galaxy and the Queen's like, You need to serve
another
time in the mines.
big name actor that we're just gonna like give
Yeah.
2 lines and then shove to the side. Issa Rae's in this movie for 45
Yeah.
seconds.
And so he offers to stand in for them, and he will serve their time so they can go on their journey and save Peach and Rosalina. And then there's some things I can't remember really how it goes from there. Eventually, he and Bowser Jr. are reunited. What
Do
I
you
found
wanna know
He just gets
how?
interesting,
abducted.
He goes to the mines and then gets picked up within
Yeah.
about 90 seconds of
That's right.
one
Kind of
another.
lame.
The
I don't know,
the
it goes
Honey
all over
Hive
the
Galaxy
place.
section of this movie is in total maybe 3 minutes, and it
Oh,
covers
yeah.
so much story.
There's like 45 different galaxies in this movie. Like we'd seen some of them in the trailer. I had expected we'd spend longer in each of them, but
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
the movie for you.
That's what a 96-minute runtime will do, I guess.
Yeah.
Back to Bowser. So he's reunited with his son. He's set up to Mario and Luigi that he wasn't a very good dad. He feels bad about how he raised Bowser Jr. But then we kind of see this flashback where, Bowser Jr. and Bowser are together, and he's tucking little baby Bowser Jr. in, and he's telling him this bedtime story about how he wants to rule the world, and they'll build a planet together where they can just have fun all day. And I was like, I mean, he's talking about bad things, but they don't really seem that bad. Like they just want to have roller coasters and things made out of lava and things that aren't lame. Yeah, they've got like a world-ending cannon on the planet as well. I suppose
The
that's kind of bad.
boomstay.
The Death
Boomstay
Star, basically.
weapon.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was like, he's been a pretty good dad. So I didn't really buy any of that. Anyway, and then as soon as he's kind of reunited with Bowser Jr. and sees this planet that his son has built for him, this vision that he's brought to life, Bowser's basically like, I guess I am bad, and just sort of flips back. And I'm sort of like, what? I was honestly sitting there waiting in the third act for there to be a shift that he had actually been secretly on their side the whole time, but none of that ever happens. So we're kind of left with this message that actually you can't change. If you're bad, you're bad. And I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
You just undid all your hard
Honestly,
work.
it really was such a missed opportunity, like a lot of things in this movie. But yeah, I was expecting that to happen too, but I guess clearly that's too, I don't know, high concept for an Illumination movie. Which is, I don't know, it just seems
This
like
is coming from the Despicable Me.
I was about to say, this is
studio.
literally a studio that made a movie about a bad guy becoming a good guy.
I guess they forgot about all that stuff. But yeah, it just reduces him back to this like one-dimensional character that just has no depth whatsoever, which extends to like pretty much all the other characters in the movie. But yeah, I just thought, yeah, I liked that kind of redemptive Bowser angle too, because I think that led to some fun moments where like he is trying to suck up to Mario. Luigi's trying to like, egg him on and try to get this to happen. But for that to be the end result just feels like super dissatisfying. Like, where do you really even take that character again in the third movie? I don't know, he tries to be good again. Like, that just seems like, I don't know, just doesn't seem like that interesting anymore.
This is the thing.
So,
Like they had an opportunity for him to have redemption, be on Mario's side of the story from now on. And then the next movie has a different villain. But they seem like attached to this idea, kind of like the Sonic movies, that Bowser has to be the villain every time, kind of like Eggman
Yeah.
has to be the villain always. I'm like, we don't need to do that. There's plenty of other cool Mario villains that we could be introducing.
Well, they had one. They brought one back from the dead in this movie, and he shows up for, again, 3 minutes and then is kind of shoved to the side.
Who?
Yeah.
Wart, the big green frog with the bubbles.
Luis
When
Guzman.
did he die?
Well, he doesn't die, but he's
He
like
doesn't die.
basically
He's just there. We shove him to the side.
Yeah. Peach beats him
Oh,
up,
okay.
and
Yeah.
then he tells Bowser Jr. I think that like some like
Yeah, he
Peach's arm-
FaceTimes Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
He's like, they're coming.
Yeah, it's just this is the thing. It's like a lot of these elements are just kind of thrown aside.
This movie feels
But-
like a movie that was, and this isn't the case because it can't be, but it feels like a movie that was animated and made in real time. Like they were it was written, voiced, and animated as it was being made, because there's just every decision, everything that happens in this film. It's like, okay, so they're here and then what's gonna, and they're gonna go to the Honey Hive Galaxy. Okay, what's gonna happen there? Well, they can't be there for too long, so they're gonna do, and the Bowser's gonna get abducted from there, and it's just is so hastily thrown together. It feels, especially the Mario stuff. I think that actually what I would like to give some credit to this movie too is the Peach stuff is so much more interesting than anything Mario and Luigi do in this film. She goes off on her own adventure with Toad. They go to the Gateway Galaxy. She has that that awesome reveal in the Gateway Galaxy where they go into like the underworld, and it feels very like it's her movie. And then we're looking for a pilot. We find a pilot. Oh, and look, Mario's here. It just all of a sudden he's kind of back in the story.
Yeah.
Her and the sisterhood stuff, like I thought the Peach stuff was quite interesting compared to like just Mario and Luigi kind of hopping and bopping around locations without really any logic.
Well, so this is the thing. So the way I kind of like started to enjoy the movie is that I just kind of see every like segment or tidbit or set piece as just like a Tom and Jerry like
Yeah.
episode. And it's just like this little vignette. They're doing this one thing here. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next.
Oh, they're
thing.
babies now. Oh, now they're not babies. Like
Now they're not babies.
It's like playing a Mario game. You go from one world to the next, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a bit of
I guess
every time.
But that's
and
what
like
those games were.
yeah,
Same
and I
like
think
Crash
like
Bandicoot, all the platformers. You just go to different levels. That's the joy of it, is being like, what new level are we going to see next?
Yeah, but I don't think that works for a movie. Like you have to
That's
connect
the
these,
thing.
right? You have to connect these things together. You do the same thing in Sonic, but I do think that the Sonic movies have better, more well thought out stories than these ones do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
for
that's
sure.
true. They have an actual narrative. This doesn't have a narrative. It's like everything is happenstance. It's
Yeah,
held
it's like
together by
it's a
duct
theme
tape.
park.
Yeah.
it's a theme park, and that's why it's like fun in the moment. But then again, when you break it down, it's like it's kind of
Yeah, and then they do stuff, and it's like, hey, look, like they're gonna do a Mario Maker level, and it's like that stuff. When they were doing that, I'm like, oh, okay, like I do like Mario. But then the rest of the movie is just there. One thing I would like to highlight, and it's another newcomer that we can talk about, but the best part of the whole film is the like 2 minutes, maybe even less, backstory we get of Fox McCloud in that insane anime art style. It is just, and the music's blasting, and Glenn Powell as Fox, inspired, just absolutely perfect. I think he's probably the highlight of the newcomers for me. I loved everything with him. I don't know if we needed him in this movie, and if we did, I don't know if we needed to reveal it 3 days before the movie came out. That would have, I want to go to the alternate universe where they didn't reveal it and coming on this podcast, because I think I would be like 2 points higher on this film if he had not been revealed. But he shows up, and I just loved like all of his stuff, and I am now looking forward to a Fox movie. Like we are going to get that. But what do you guys think of like that intro sequence when we do first meet him for the first time?
So we, on this podcast, not like 2 weeks ago, sat here and we're like, there should be a Star Fox movie, but not by Illumination. They don't have the source. I actually think we have to sit there and rescind that, because this little anime cartoony backstory that they did for Fox, I was like, oh, if the entire movie looks like that, it's gonna rock. Like, and they proved in that moment that they were capable. So I'm almost sitting there being like, I think I could see an Illumination Star Fox movie and be okay with that if it looks like that. Also, I mean, like his rendering in 3D was fine too, but he did just sort of look like, the rest of them. And the only other thing I'll say on Fox, like a part that hasn't been said, is like this was the biggest ad for a Star Fox game. I think that's why he's in the movie, is because they want to launch their next game.
Well, apparently Glenn Powell personally reached out to the team and was like, I want to be Star Fox. And they were like, well, we can figure out how to put him in the movie. And Shigeru Miyamoto was like, it'll never work. And here we are.
Yeah, he basically, he does sort of feel like he's shoved into this thing kind of ramshackly, and it doesn't entirely make sense, but like we can kind of like throw our hands up because it's Fox.
He was transported from another galaxy, and it was like, did we have to do that? Like they're in space. Like he could be just from another
can be the same galaxy.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, I've seen one of the complaints I've seen is like people are like, oh, doesn't make sense that Fox is here. It's like, it doesn't have to make sense. He's like,
I fell in a wormhole, and here I am.
Smash Brothers is
yeah, exactly. But
there's no canon to Smash Brothers. That's the thing. Is it's like, oh, it's just bashing toys against one another. This they like actually
need to be canon here anywhere. In fact, I think they smashed all canon here. There's Pikmin, there's Rob, there's everyone.
Did you see the Samus ship?
Oh no,
Would I know what that is?
Is
So
that
in it's pretty like front and center, but in the Gateway Galaxy, when they're going to meet Fox on one of the landing pads, is Samus's ship.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't see that either, but
and then the
oh
Pikmin rocket lands, and that was the
yeah,
biggest applause of the entire show.
The
really
Pikmin?
for Pikmin?
The Pikmin
Okay.
walked out, and these 7-year-olds went nuts.
I mean, I like Pikmin, but sure. But back to Fox quickly. I do want to say on the 2D thing, I do want to find out if it was actually Illumination who did that
Oh, it
sequence
feels so
because
Spider-Verse-y. Like, it feels like Sony Pictures Animation, which it
it
isn't.
it doesn't feel like anything that Illumination's capable of. I'm sorry if anyone because like I will say like I think this movie is gorgeous for what it is, and I think they pack in so many Easter eggs and everything's so detailed and lush. But that segment, I was like, I want to watch that movie. That movie looks awesome. So if that was done internally, sure, Illumination can do this thing, but I just kind of doubt that they were the
They
ones.
did show, I think I will say I'm with you. I'm not the biggest Illumination fan. I think that their movies do look beautiful, but they all have a very specific look. There was stuff that they did in here that made me feel like, okay, maybe you're trying some other things
Hmm.
out. Like even the jumps to the like original Mario graphics that we get in a
Yeah.
few places. I thought like that was really interesting. In that 2D section, there's like a jump cut to Slappy the Toad in his original like video game form. That's just a cut from the game. And that to me felt very like, oh, you guys are looking at the industry around you. You're seeing the stuff that people are doing like at DreamWorks with the Puss in Boots movie or K-pop Demon Hunters team or Spider-Verse and doing a few more different things. You are experimenting a bit. So who knows? Maybe an Illumination Star Fox movie could kick ass, but I think I can't. I don't know if you can do it in this same art style. I think Fox works this way, but once you start introducing everyone else, it's just gonna all look the same.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll. I don't know. The fact that they've kind of set the precedent now with Fox and how he looks. Like, I wonder if they could do a Spider Verse thing where, like, each character has their own kind of different art style. I'm sort of like. Well, did we mention him? Mr. Game and Watch
Oh,
appears in this movie as
I
well.
liked the Game and Watch. It was awesome.
Game Watch was the only thing that would have been even cooler if he smashed Bowser the dragon or whatever and hit the 9 that he gets in
Yeah.
Smash Brothers that would have been even cooler. But like him, like he's like a 2D character. Maybe they could do that for other characters that if they do a Smash Brothers movie. But yeah, I like Fox what he is though. Like I think he is a highlight, but it does feel like did we need him here? Like I like that he's here, but did we actually need him?
It did make me,
It's
like you said, Lauren, it made me want to play Star Fox. Like all day I've been humming the music that's in the movie from the
Yeah.
Star Fox sections, and I've been like, man, do I play Star Fox 64 on the plane to Japan? Like, or do I even try some of the GameCube ones that I go back to?
I think they had to do it right because kids these days don't have a recent Star Fox game to latch onto. So introducing him via the Mario movie is kind of the way to do that. And now when there is his solo movie or his solo game, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he was cool in the Mario movie. Like let's play that." I do. I'm questioning why they did reveal it. I wonder if it
Yeah.
was a case because it's like they have plenty of draw cards already. Like they have Yoshi, Rosalina, Bowser Jr. Like that seemed like enough to me to get people invested. Particularly like the kids aren't watching all the trailers and dissecting them and going, "I want to see it for this." It is for us. So I wonder if they were like, "Let's give something for the adults," and bring in Star Fox, who's kind of like, for a lot of people, is like an era of like cool space combat gaming,
Yeah. But
and
we
that's how
already
they were
saw
like,
like there was the tease. Like the people that are plugged in and like saw the leg in the trailer and were like, who is that? Could it be Star Fox? I think that's all you needed to do. We didn't need to see him in
mm,
full. Like I didn't need
Yeah.
a Star Fox poster sitting outside the movie theater when I showed up yesterday.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
and
thing.
I think even I was wondering if they were doing it because they want to leverage Glenn Powell during the marketing as a star or a name, but he's barely
He's
been in
been
the
nowhere.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did one video for it, yeah. So it's like,
Mm.
yeah, I
I
don't know.
did
It's
like the video
strange.
though. I need that jacket.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
Have you seen the song that they did?
Oh,
They did
on
With all,
Jimmy Fallon?
yeah,
Yep.
I thought that was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'll have
Some
to give it a
Tenacious
look.
D energy there for sure.
All right.
Those are kind of all the new characters. I think other than that, like most of the big reveals, obviously we get Mr. Game & Watch, which is cool and was a fun little moment. It's funny that we were literally talking about him like not too long ago
I know.
here on the show. And then at the end of the movie, 2 post-credit scenes, Bowser Jr. and Bowser in jail and Star Fox going up into the sky. So there's the setup for his movie. And then we get Daisy. Don't know now, knowing what we've done with Yoshi after the first film, don't know what to expect with her going in. I don't know who's going to voice her. We really have nothing. All we have is just the still frame of her. But what do you guys think about that kind of card to end the whole thing of like, hey guys, this is where we're going next. It's Daisy's going to show up into the picture.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was like what every Marvel movie does, right? I'll be like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yep.
Because I don't even know what the next movie is. Like,
Yeah.
is it another Mario movie? Is it leading to the Smash movie? Like, what? They put so much into this one that I just can't see what the next one is going to be unless it's literally a TikTok reel of every land we've ever been to in Mario. Like, you can't ramp up much further than this.
Yeah, because this movie was the Mario Galaxy movie, but there was a lot of Odyssey in this movie. Like there was the dragon, the desert world, like the dinosaur.
Yep.
So I don't know what they do next, because that to me would have been the obvious next play is the Super Mario Odyssey movie, and we call it that. We go to those familiar locations, but we missed out on it. I don't know if you can do the Super Mario World movie, because I think that would have made sense here and then go to Galaxy. But
yeah, I think
kind of shrugging.
At this point, I think it just has to be Smash Brothers. And I know, like, I know Daisy isn't like, she's not necessarily like a teaser of Smash Brothers, but like the games that she's in, she's mostly in like sports games, and the game she originated in isn't like, there's nothing too crazy in that game that could be adapted into a movie that like hasn't really already been seen. So I just feel like because they leaned so hard into the Nintendo, like Nintendo cameos, in this one, I just can't see them like ramping that down. Like I think they only can really go up in terms of like, okay, we're gonna introduce Kirby in this next movie, or we're gonna introduce, which sucks because like it does feel like it's gonna be a repeat of this, where it's like, okay, Daisy's here for like the first 5 minutes, and now okay, off to the side, Daisy, we're gonna introduce these other characters now, which does like suck. But yeah,
it feels
Smash Bros,
DCEU ish, right? Like it's like
it's the BBS
too fast.
The BBS
of yeah, kind of actually. Yeah, I like the idea of a sports movie.
Yeah, I would love a Mario
like
sports
if they go on vacation.
Cool.
Because did you catch like so to touch on a different story point, there is this sort of underlying narrative. Like Mario doesn't really have a huge narrative in this film. No. His main drive is this weird, not weird, but like this kind of underlying romance with Peach that never pays off. But there is a moment where
he's okay.
He got a kiss on the cheek.
It does not pay off. And Luigi says at one point, "Oh, you'll go ask Peach out, and then you'll see if she has a friend for me," which is what Daisy is. So yeah. I'm like, is the next movie like a full-on like couples retreat? Like, do they go to a resort, play sports, and that's where Luigi
Mario Sunshine
meets Daisy?
I think that's the only other thing left, that like they could do a Mario Sunshine movie, and then, I mean, Bowser Jr. is. This is the thing. This movie is so many things. It kind of also is a Mario Sunshine movie because Bowser Jr. is the like
and the paintbrush,
and the paintbrush.
It's also a Mario Wonder movie because like we see a lot of Mario Wonder imagery in this. Yeah.
But like I think if it's like, okay, we're going on vacation, it's like I can't believe I'm making this comparison. It's like Alvin and the Chipmunks 3 Chipwrecked when they go on vacation.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they go on vacation, they're doing sports, you know, they do all these things. I'm sure there's some other villain they could find. Maybe that gets interrupted and it's like
what about what's his name from Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, which is Daisy's first Tatanga, I think is its name. It's like an alien.
Okay, yeah, that'd be kind of weird. I don't yeah, maybe. I mean,
I don't know why I have that in my head.
That is crazy. That's a crazy thought.
I can't remember my social insurance number, but I remember Tatanga from the Super Mario Land game, of course.
I mean, they remembered Wart, so I honestly like.
Dude, I can't believe Wart showed up and got what he did. And Luis Guzman is just, I liked his stuff, but he's barely in it. And then Birdo and Mauser are just kind of there and get thrown away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
a lot of those big. It's a shame that so many of the big things were kind of spoiled in the trailer.
For
Again, the
sure.
kids aren't watching the trailers. I mean, I guess they are if they're seeing other movies in the cinema. But I think the main. I don't even know if this was revealed, but it was the planet. The what was it called? The Bowser planet. Planet Bowser. I didn't
Hmm.
remember seeing that, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, I think just circling back, like having the post credit scenes with Daisy and things like that, it does set up exciting things for the future. But given, yeah, what we've established here, they're learning from some mistakes, but they're also still perpetuating others. Like I think,
Yeah.
some of the issues we had last time, there's not as much licensed music this time. They are leaning harder into more aspects of Mario, bringing on more characters that we care about. But the substance is still not there. So like alluding to that storyline with Mario and Peach being the main narrative drive, like it was kind of pointless. It started off with potential. I was like, oh, Peach is going off to save the galaxy. I also questioned, I was like, why didn't she just say goodbye to Mario and be like, hey, I'm going to go save the galaxy instead of having them have to come after her? I thought that was a little strange.
Yeah.
She just had to go outside and say, hey, I'm going to go. But whatever. Yeah, so his whole sort of, he's just kind of going places because that's what the movie needs him to do. And then he's sort of pondering this idea of like, should I ask Peach out? And then in the end, he doesn't even ask her out. I'm like, come on, now we have to wait till the next movie, and I don't know. Whereas Peach is so preoccupied with like her entire life unraveling
She
naturally.
just discovered she has the power of the cosmos within her.
Yeah.
She is a
Yeah.
god.
And that was kind of ham-fisted because I was like, you've sort of teased it that she doesn't know where she's come from, and then she just sort of has a flashback
Just
of like
remembers.
maybe,
She looks
and
at
I
the
was like,
wanted poster.
like I don't know, the way that they ordered information in this film gave it no stakes. I was like, just a few shuffling, just a few moments that you're allowed to have character moments, allow them to breathe. It doesn't have to be action every 5 seconds. But if you just like fleshed out a little things, I would actually care about what happens to these people. But the way that you've constructed it makes me just have to let go of everything and let the movie wash over me, you know? So that is something they still need to learn. Like, have an actual narrative.
Well, it's something that was also teased. Like, that's another example of something that was teased in the first film. It was the biggest, like, oh my gosh, this is where we're going next. Looking up at the stars, there's a whole galaxy out there. I don't know where I come from. And then it just all happens to her. Like, it's just all of it. We get every bit of information we ever needed to know about Peach in 4 or 5 minutes in this film. And then boom, oh, her and Rosalina are sisters now too. And she has the power of the cosmos. And so what do you do with this character next? Like, now she's just like, her arc is kind of completed. Like, unless it is literally, oh, now her next arc is going to be falling in love with Mario, which, girl, like, you have the power of the cosmos within you. Like, you what are you doing?
Mario got to prove
Yeah.
himself worthy.
Honestly, he's got to do a lot.
I
He's
got
given-
questions about physiology in this world too. Why do Mario and Peach look so like proportionately they're completely different species,
He's
but
from New
they're both
York.
humans?
He's from New York.
Oh,
It's
okay,
Yeah,
you're
just
right.
like a celestial queen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
he's got his own issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
We still
I
don't
think
really
that's-
know where they came from, do we?
Well,
Who?
Peach and Rosalina.
No.
They came from a planet. Remember?
Somewhere.
That's the
Who
thing.
knows?
There's still questions.
Yeah,
They came from
but
a planet that had no grass, but they were best friends and it
Like,
made
what happened to
grass.
their parents? I don't know.
Well, we'll find out in the third movie. That's what
And
they're
their
saying.
dad
probably
is
won't.
Tatanga.
Yeah, it's Tatango all along. Well, so this is the thing. It's like, I think all of the Peach and Rosalina stuff, like, by the end of it, I was like, I don't care if they're sisters because, like, they haven't spent any time with one another. Like, we get all of that information so quickly. If Rosalina had been, a recurring character in this movie, maybe, and like they had some scenes together and they were interacting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you are my sister," or something like that. I don't know how they could reveal this any other way, but like, I just feel like they would have at least a little bit more like emotional depth. But like, yeah, like as you guys are saying, as it stands, it just does kind of ring sort of hollow in terms of like, she's like, oh yeah, I just got to save my sister, and like, oh, you're my sister, cool, that's fine, I guess. And then they move on and have it's just, yeah, it is just kind of just feels kind of lame, which is a shame.
The opposite of what Bowser would want.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to shout out one other thing, and I think the reason I did like the movie as much as I did, and this definitely helped the fact that there weren't as it didn't have that many stakes or it wasn't that deep. I think the music, at least for me, I know you, Klein, said it didn't really do anything for you, but for
I wanted
me,
more. I didn't get enough of it.
we didn't get Gusty Garden, which is honestly that is a kind of a crime because like they teased the Gusty Garden music in the first movie and they don't use that here. I think that was kind of wild that they didn't think to do that because that's one of the most iconic parts of Galaxy. But the music they do use here, I mean, I'm such a mark, but like it hit me hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like the Rosalina storybook sequence, like when that's playing, I'm like, oh, it's so nice. And then when Bowser Jr. I guess is attacking, and you've got that really impending Bowser theme going, like it's. I'm glad that they didn't use too much licensed music in comparison. They did lean into the Mario stuff because like it does sound amazing. Like if you have all this stuff, why not use it? Even like the little Corneria, like you were mentioning, Klein, like when they play Corneria, when Fox like
Do, do,
gangs up with the
do, do,
Lumas,
do,
it's
do,
just
do, do, do.
it's so
Oh.
good. But yeah, like did the music do anything for you, Lauren? Because I know you're not as connected to like the games as much as Klein and I.
No, honestly, like I can't sit here and sing you a tune from the movie, but I think that was like again a big part of why I enjoyed this more. It wasn't so much relying on like schlocky kind of licensed music. It was like sweeping and epic. And there were moments where I was like genuinely swept up in the grandeur of it all, where I was like, they're flying through space through the star portal and everything looks awesome and the music is swelling. And I was like, this is fun. I'm having a good time. I'm actually feeling something. Thank God. So yeah, I think the music was a big part of that.
Yeah, I am, as somebody who is so plugged into this world and specifically the music. Like Nintendo music is part of my DNA. I do enjoy watching these films constantly on the edge of my seat of just like anytime some instruments start playing, it's like, okay, what is it? Like what is this theme? Like when they walk right at the beginning in the inverted pyramid and it's this like really great like sparse orchestration and you just hear ever so slightly the do 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 do, and it's moments like that where I am like, I will listen to this album more than I watch this movie. It was the same way with the first movie too. Like the music of these films is so good because we've gotten orchestrated Mario music. Notably, Super Mario Galaxy was the first orchestrated Mario game of all time ever, but we don't get it like on this level, like at a Hollywood hundreds of millions of dollars blockbuster level, and it just sounds so good. And it makes me excited for a Star Fox film, for a Metroid film, for whatever we do get next, because I'm excited to hear those like soundtracks and those soundscapes like it piped into a massive theater.
Yeah, like when you go to the casino planet, they're playing like Jump Up Superstar, like an instrumental, but like
Dude,
that's just
that was the music.
so
That's the
good.
one music moment in the movie where I did get goosebumps. I was like, okay, like you got me. I know that we're not in New Donk City. Pauline's nowhere to be seen, but this is the song. Like this is the song.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out
Anything
something else
else?
that I quite
Yeah.
liked.
Mhm.
I know that it didn't have any connective tissue, but the moments themselves, like the action moments, the fight sequences, the world building, I thought was all very good. I loved the casino land where Peach is
Yeah.
fighting them with her umbrella, and there's like all these inverted scenes and Birdo and Mauser, and like it's a lot going on. But I thought that was really like really well choreographed. I thought the dry Bowser and Bowser Jr. fight at the end of the dragon and everything was very cool, and them using the power ups. I thought that was great. Like all those scenes, I think in isolation were very well done and quite exciting. And the humor is for children, but I did catch myself laughing a couple of times. Like they do have a tendency to ram home the same joke, maybe one too many times, but there were a few moments where I was like, okay, there was that was for me. So I appreciated that more than in the first film. And I will say I rewatched the first film the night before, kind of out of the corner of my eye because I was like, let's see if I've forgotten anything.
Tom, did you do
and-
that? I didn't do that.
No, I did not watch
well, I
it
hated
again.
myself the entire time, didn't I? So look, yeah, probably. But that sort of did remind me of like it set the bar very low. So which is why again I think I had a better time.
Yeah, I think the one joke for me here that really got me was the Rob. Like it's just this the him slowly turning and them just freaking out, then him turning back. It's so stupid. And I've seen that joke 100 times done in 100 different ways. Like it's the Zootopia one joke, like it's the sloth and the DMV, but it's hilarious, and the whole crowd was like raucously laughing.
Yeah, I think like another bit of like, I guess like humor infused with like animation, like the Bowser Jr. Um and the Bowser like story time thing where he's doing like the puppet show. I mean, to be honest, like I think Jack Black is just such a fun like portrayal of Bowser.
He is still, I think, the best. I would actually maybe put Glenn Powell up there too, because like Jack Black is perfect to play Bowser. He was born to play Bowser.
He's just giving it his all, and like that, like I think the puppet like segment, and I guess they use it again in the credits sequence too. But it kind of really looks like a puppet like show. So I thought that was like again another moment where I'm like, oh, Illumination's actually doing something a little bit interesting here. But that I thought like his performance and all that, like yeah, I think like you guys are saying, this movie's definitely for kids. Like it is very kiddie humor, but there are some moments I was like, oh, this is making me smile, and I like that.
And I hated your novel, or your novel wasn't even good.
Yeah, that's like it's great.
That's right.
Yeah.
He took my bag. It has all my supplies and the novel I'm working on.
That was you know, just little things. It was kind of it was funny.
Yeah.
Also, lastly, love the Lumas. They're still the best.
Ugh.
They're so good. They're so cute, and then they have such wit.
Dude, the post-credit scene of the Luma going down the jail, which is that the first time we've ever seen like a post-credit scene to a movie in a trailer to the movie? Like we've seen that scene a dozen times leading into that point of the Luma going down but that is the one moment where I was sitting there in the theater going, okay, you know that adults are watching this, like, because the kids, like, this is morbid, like this is dark. It's like the what does the Luma say? Like, you hear that's like the beat of life going out or something like that. It's just like so like depressing and sad, and no kids can understand what any of that means.
Yeah, they're talking about like skin, like the skin peeling off of your of your bones, and your bones turning to dust, and then all you have is the cold release of death or something along those lines. I'm like, jeez,
that's how that post-credit scene ends. Like it's a zoom in on its face, and it's like death.
Yeah, and apparently it says an F-bomb at that moment, which I might have heard, or like I think, but yeah, I think I honestly like it is a continuation of that joke from the first movie, which I think was one of the few jokes from the first movie that I think actually worked. But yeah, I think the Lumas are a lot of fun. I wish your idea, Lauren, I think of like the Lumas being they should have been the ones being captured in the first place, and like that allowing Rosalie to go on this journey. I think that would have made a lot more sense and given them a bit more to do in the story.
I know that the Lumas in the games, like we know Rosalina is the mother of the Lumas, and in the games the Lumas like speak to you in bubbles, but the only sounds they really make are these like chirps. But hearing the Lumas speak and call Brie Larson mommy was like, I was a little like, I don't know. There was something about it that I didn't like. It kind of gave me shivers.
But they're actual children.
Like, I know. I understand. Maybe it's just a whole like. I guess in the first film we have the one Luma talking, but just like having the Luma speak at all, there is something about it that I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know if all these characters need to be voiced like Yoshi. Like Yoshi he doesn't talk. He just kind of makes sounds, and we kind of get that. I think we could have done that with the Lumas.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, you do hear those little chirps. You like the haha.
Yeah,
and like
I love that little chirp.
Yeah,
but no one speaks in the Mario games. Like Mario, all he says is like Peach. Like that's kind of it.
Yeah.
The one Easter egg I wanted to shout out, because one of the only times characters of this franchise do speak is when Peach delivers letters to Mario. Super Mario not Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario 64. Oh, she sends letters in Galaxy 2, but we get like a moment where it's exactly like it looks in Super Mario 64, where it's Peach's face. And it's like, "Dear Mario," but she says "Dear Mustache," and explains why she went away. Like that's ultimately why I'm watching these films. It's like, oh look, that happened. That's from the games. Oh, there's a Nintendo 64 logo in the casino planet. Oh, that's Samus's ship in the background. Like I'm constantly just like watching what's going on, but also just scanning every inch of the screen that I can for NESs or Donkey Kongs, whatever.
Yeah, that's
Do you
the thing.
think your
It's kind
job's
of
made you that way?
Yeah, 100%. Or maybe
yeah,
I was born for this job, you know? It could be that too.
honestly. But yeah, it is kind of like, it is this member berry kind of Easter egg nostalgia kind of bait in a way. But to be honest, like I'm fine for this to be what it is. Like if this is the best that Illumination can do, I guess like that's probably. I
Is
mean,
it
I
though?
think
Because like I remember the first Despicable Me movie being a genuinely good movie.
yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but I mean, yeah, that first movie's like I remember it being pretty good. But like,
I will say the Minions trailer before this film, the people went crazy. You would think that
Yeah.
Captain America just said Avengers Assemble during Endgame. Oh my gosh.
jeez, yeah,
No, I think it's okay to want more. And I want to touch briefly on the discourse around this movie because, of course, there's been a lot. And there have been kind of two factions, which it's the tale as old as time. But people are like, critics have not loved this movie. It's reviewed worse than the first one. A lot of people have really disliked it. And then people have been coming for them, being like, well, what did you expect? It was a kids' movie. And I'm like, no, it's okay to actually want more for kids' movies because adults have to take kids to the movies. They deserve to have something for them as well. And I think it's fine for this to be just kind of a sugar rush kids movie. Like it's fine for it to be made for them and for them to for them to enjoy it, but it's also okay to want more for them, particularly when we know that it's possible. When there are films out there like K-pop Demon Hunters, like Spider-Verse, like Pixar that have deep moral messages, that teach kids good lessons, that have really great stories that everyone can enjoy. And Mario movie is fine in that it's sorting out the kids. It's fine for them. Questionable on some of the lessons, or if there are any. But I think it's like kids aren't the ones who are on Rotten Tomatoes rating the movies. So of course it's going to be rated low. That's why the audience score is so high. Like people need to get out of this headspace that it's like rag on all the critics for reviewing it poorly. Like they're giving an honest review that parents will probably read. The kids aren't going to Rotten Tomatoes to read the reviews. So I think it's okay to have some healthy debate about what this movie is. But I think also you have to look at it and being like, yeah, it's a kids' movie, it's a sugar rush, but why are we making it a movie if we're, hang on, I'm not making this point correctly.
To sell
Like
things.
there needs to be, like if we're going to make it into a movie, instead of it just being a game, we should have a story and we should be able to evolve on
yeah,
these characters and give them meaningful like changes and arcs and things because otherwise you'll just play the game. This is the thing with video game adaptations, like you've got to be having a reason for doing it. And I think Super Mario Galaxy movie is kind of just like a smushing together of so many things and it works in it just being appealing for kids, but yeah, I think that they could be doing so much more with what they've been given.
It's a
yeah.
90-minute commercial for Mario games. Like that's what this is. Like that's why these movies exist. It is because they want
But it
people to
should
go
be
home and
more. We're
I know
allowed
it
to
should
want
be
more
more.
than that.
I know.
Yeah, like the example I always go back to is the Lego Movie, which is a movie that no one
Yeah.
ever expected to be good, but is like it has a proper, it has a reason to exist. They really wanted to tell this really impactful story about like parents and children coming together over like a shared hobby, and you feel real emotions in that film, and they did a really good job, and the animation's beautiful, and the story's actually good. Like so, yeah, like you say, Lauren, it is possible. I just don't know if Illumination is possible. Is able to do
Mm.
it. And I think where I come to it is like, yes, I definitely think we should be expecting more from this movie or these series of movies because we have two of them now, so they should learn the lessons. But I just don't know if Illumination is capable of doing more than just the bare minimum because like they listened to the criticism about the music, the lesson music, so they got rid of most of that. But I just don't know because these movies do so well, sorry. Uh, they don't have anything to lose, so they're just like, oh, we'll just make it the same like we did the last one, which is a shame because I think these should be better. They should appeal to everyone. These should be family movies, not just kids movies,
Yeah.
because everyone loves Mario. So it's just a shame. I hope I want to eat my words. Like I want Illumination to prove us all wrong and like actually deliver like an amazing Smash Brothers movie or whatever. But I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it.
No, me too. I think if I have one hope, like if, like you say, if they took some learnings from the past movie, sure. But if there's one thing they take from the criticism against this movie, I hope it's just to like really invest in the story next time. Like you've proven
Yep.
that you can do bigger and you can do more, but please just give us some emotional stakes in the third movie, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest takeaway coming out of this is, guys, if they mess up the Zelda movie next year, like you thought, like I get it, Mario, it's for the kids. Like I love Mario, but I know what I'm getting here. If this Zelda movie next year, I'm gonna have a meltdown on this podcast. Like it is going to be bad if I walk out of it and I'm like, oh no, like because right now Nintendo, they can make money at the movies, but they have not proven to me that they can like do anything beyond that. I'm worried.
Yeah.
So has this made you more worried? Because you are like, you have been Zelda truther from day one. This movie's going to be good, even
I
though it's
think
live
the
action.
creative team involved, they're making all the right decisions, but like it is hard to leave this movie and not at least have that cross your mind. Just like, is this just going to be the way? I don't think that's going to be a kids movie. Like I think like I don't know.
It's going to be like Harry Potter.
It's going to feel, I think, yeah, it's going to feel maybe even a little darker or a little older than like year 3 Harry Potter, year 4 Harry Potter.
Prison Azkaban, sure. Yeah, I think I definitely get where you're coming from because,
because that's the
Wes
one.
Ball.
That's the big one.
That is the one that I want them to get right. If Wes Ball's attached, I haven't seen his latest Planet of the Apes movie, but
it's good.
You've heard it. Yeah, you guys have said it's good. So I hope it is good, but Sony's attached. Based on the track record. Yeah, it's just I just don't. I hope it's good. I'm gonna. This is the thing. I set my expectations extremely low for this movie, so I'm gonna do the same for the Zelda movie, and then I can only be surprised.
Yeah, I say that, but the second we are probably months away. I guess depending on how far you want to go with months, like probably before September, we will see a trailer for this movie, for the Legend of Zelda movie, and I will get ready for me to come back on the podcast and have completely flipped, just like being in tears, being, oh my god, this is real. I can't believe
so back.
Yeah, we are so back. Yo, right? Like it's gonna happen. But like right now, I do have this like sinking feeling in my stomach. I'm like, please, like don't do this. Don't do this. Because Mario inherently, at its core, wasn't cinematic to begin with, but they've made it into something. Like they definitely have. They've turned it into these kind of theme park rides, which is ultimately what a Mario level is. It's like a fun little bit of, I don't know, just fun. Whereas Zelda is like that's the thing. Like that's the Nintendo story franchise. That's the Nintendo adventure franchise, and
I think that's an interesting point, because it is like the Mario movies do inherently have no story. You're relying hugely on characters. Their job putting it into a movie is to find a story and give character arcs, neither of which they've done here. But they have, I suppose, in some ways, transposed the game onto screen by giving us these worlds, giving us these characters, giving us enough, I suppose. It's not as much as we would like. It could definitely be better. But Zelda has a story from the start. So I think already you're in a better space. And yeah, I think it's going to be okay.
I hope. Let's rate this thing. 5-star scale, as we usually do, but these stars have eyes on them and maybe a mouth. Maybe they're talking. Maybe they're calling Brie Larson mom. Tom, out of 5, what are you giving the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
I've gone back and forth. I think I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Wow.
Which is probably pretty high.
Wow.
And probably I'll go back and rewatch it and it'll go down. But at the moment, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I'll give it 3 out of 5. Why not?
Lauren?
It was 3 while I was having the sugar rush, and then it's 2.5 with a dose of criticism, which is higher than what I would rate the first movie.
I rated the first movie 2. I'm rating this movie 1.5.
Whoa.
Did
Damn.
not have as much fun with this one as I did with the first one. But what did you think, dear listener? You can let us know over on social media. That's also where you can tell us what you've been playing. Lauren, you have just written down here quick Last of Us story time. What's happening? What's going on?
Yes, it is an exciting time to be living in Vancouver. This is definitely not the reason I moved here, but it just happens to be where they film The Last of Us, and they're back filming season 3 right now. I was walking downtown the other day and saw that they were filming something, and I checked there are some Twitter accounts that will tell you what's filming locally, and I was like, hey, it's The Last of Us. I have to go look, of course. And like they closed for filming, so I was like, I'll come back the next day, and there's a cafe that was right next to the alley that they were filming in. And so I camped out there and I just people watched for an hour. I couldn't see into the set or anything. You can walk past, but you're only allowed to walk past basically. And I could see that they decked out this alley with like all the like the overgrown cars and all the old like making it look decrepit and like the apocalypse. So that was cool. But yeah, so I was just sitting and I was watching and I saw some Seraphites walk by. I saw Abby's stunt double walk by. It was all happening. So I just thought that was very exciting. And then there were pictures from earlier in the week that came out with Caitlin Dever and I'm forgetting her name, but the person who was just cast as Lev. And so they were filming some of those scenes. And I think I've pretty much pinpointed which part of the game they were filming, but it was just exciting to see it all happening again. Like this is really gonna come out. Like it's really been filmed. It's really happening.
Yeah,
Last season as well.
It is the last season. Yes, we found that.
Well,
out.
we'll see.
I don't know. I think it should end at 3. It makes sense.
I think so too. But we'll know if they start filming Santa Barbara scenes.
Yeah,
That's true.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't know where they would do that around Vancouver that would make it look Santa Barbara. I guess out by UBC on the beach.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it either. Maybe they have to take a trip to California.
Yeah, I got to go down to California for sure. Tom, have you been playing anything?
I have not. I've been rapidly packing everything. I have Pokopia. I just haven't even started it. But also, that's
is it coming with you to Japan?
It is. I don't know if I'll have time to play it though. Like just in terms of like a time sync perspective, because like if I start it, I'm worried I'm just going to be playing that the whole time.
You have like 10 hours of plane ride each way. What do you mean? More than that.
Yeah, but that's on the proviso that you stop after the plane ride, and you won't.
That's what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. So I'm worried. But I did see that someone recreated the entirety of Raccoon City in Pokopia. They like
that's awesome.
recreated the like police station and like the underground facility. It's amazing.
I saw someone build a functioning subway.
Whoa, have you seen the mall? Like the giant mall they did? I'm just like, no. I'm like, I was happy to build a house today. Like, it's wild. Creativity, it's too much.
Yeah.
I want to shout out what I've been playing. I am back on the Switch 2 grind, and it's a game that I bought the same day I bought Hollow Knight Silksong on the day it came out, and then didn't touch because Hollow Knight Silksong consumed my life. Metroid Prime 4. I don't have a ton of thoughts about it. I think it's fine. It's not Metroid Prime 1, which is an absolute masterpiece. But what I will say, if you're looking for classic Zelda, this is like the closest we've gotten to it since Skyward Sword, really. Like it feels way more Zelda than Metroid. It's less like open, I guess, more linear, where you're kind of trapped in these dungeons doing small puzzles. And I'm really liking that. And the thing that gets me most excited for is it looks beautiful. It plays beautifully. It's incredibly smooth. And with rumors that they're going to do an Ocarina of Time full-scale remake by the end of this year, if it looks anything as good as Metroid Prime 4 does, we are eating. It is going to be amazing. So that's really all I have to say about Metroid Prime 4 so far. The locations are crazy. Like I'm in this dungeon. It's one of the first dungeons. I think it is the first dungeon. It's called Volt Forge. And it's basically this like mining facility that's harvesting electricity from an eternal lightning storm. It's so cool. Yeah. And you get a motorcycle. Yeah. But yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is pretty cool. Comment corner for the week. Our question is, what are your thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie? Tom, do we have any comments we want to shout out while we're here? Nope, nothing. No. Okay, share them. I'm saying it right now. PSA, we are going to Japan. Episodes will be posting, however, through, I don't know, nefarious means, witchcraft, time travel, we will not be doing them live. So We won't be getting to the comment corner in those, but when we come back, I want to hear all of your thoughts about the Mario movie. It'll be in a couple of weeks. As always, please follow the show at Controller Club Pod on Instagram and Bluesky, at controller_club on Twitter, and at controller.club on TikTok. If you're listening to the show, we post a video version each and every week over on YouTube. So head on over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, ring the bell, leave us a comment. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Music, please leave us a review. It really helps us out. If you want to send us any emails, you totally can. controllerclubpod@gmail.com. Tom, we've come to the end. You are but hours away from hopping on a plane to Japan. Where can people keep up with you and the adventures that are about to come?
Yeah, you can find me at Tom Draw, Instagram, Bluesky, everywhere on the internet. Yeah, it's Klein teed up. I'm sure I'm going to be posting some stuff about our adventures in Japan. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you want to see some beautiful cherry blossoms or some fun video game finds, Tom Draw, that's where we find it.
I want a copy of Pokemon Green. We'll see how much I have to spend to make that happen, but that's what I want. In a box. That's key. And maybe, I've been thinking about this, I don't know, maybe a Game Boy.
All right. Yeah, I think you could do that. I think it's achievable.
Maybe. I don't know. Lauren, what about you? Where can people keep up with you and all your wonderful work?
You can keep up with me at lrouse19 on the socials. But yeah, just want to reiterate, please follow us on the Controller Club socials because the three of us will be together in just a matter of days. It's a rare occurrence and we'll definitely be posting about it. So we will have some Controller Club adventures and story times on the socials as well.
And as always, you can keep up with me. I'm at the Kleinfeld, TheKleinFelt, Instagram, Bluesky, Twitter. That's going to wrap up this episode of Controller Club. As always, thank you so much for listening. Now, let's get gaming.